here's a good verse, okay, about the commandments. Revelation 14:12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yeshua. Patience of the saints are those that keep the commandments of God. And who are the saints? They are the elect. They are the beloved. They are the watchmen. They are the end days maidservants. They are Jacob his servant, because they keep God's commandments. That's who the saints are. That's not the whole Christian church. You're not the saints, women, unless you're keeping God's commandments. It says it right there in Revelation 14:12. And another one, and the other one is in Revelation 12:17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yeshua Messiah. So, it's the servants, the ones who keep the 10 commandments, God's commandments, is who the enemy is truly after. As it says there. And having the testimony of Yeshua Messiah, because we believe everything. We believe that what the prophet said about our Messiah. Because if you don't believe what Moses and the prophets said about your Messiah, you will not believe in your Messiah. You will not receive him, the Messiah of the Bible. Because Moses prophesied, obviously God spoke through Moses, and he prophesied in Deuteronomy 18:15-19, that Messiah would come and teach us the 10 Commandments. It says there, I'm just paraphrasing, it says that Messiah, a capital P prophet, God will raise up to come and give everything that the Israelites desired at Mount Horeb. What did the Israelites desire at Mount Horeb? The 10 Commandments, the life-giving waters, God's 10 Commandments, his holy covenant, his marriage vows. So, you're not his people if you are willfully breaking God's commandments, and you do not know your Messiah, if you do not receive what Moses said and the prophets about what our Messiah is coming to do, which is to teach 10 Commandments, refresh the Holy Covenant, then you do not know your Messiah, and you are not the elect. You are not the beloved, you are not the saints. And another verse, Revelation 16:16. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. So, and it says in 1 Thessalonians 5 that anyone who's not watching, your Messiah, if you're not watching, if you're not answering the call to become a watchman, a maidservant, because our Messiah, your Messiah, commanded us all to watch in Mark 13:32-36. And if you're not watching, your Messiah is going to come upon you like a thief in the night. That's what it says in 1 Thessalonians 5. Because you're spiritually asleep. You're not watching. What does watching mean? It means to rebuke the sin out of your neighbor. What is sin? It's transgression of the law. God's law, not the sacrificial law. The sacrificial law, the 613 handwritten ordinances by Moses, were nailed to the cross. That's what Yeshua nailed to the cross. We're not under the sacrificial law. We're not under the law of sin and death. We're not under the schoolmaster, the burden they couldn't bear. That was nailed to the cross. The Torah movement are trying to put you under that. But his Ten Commandments is his holy covenant that Messiah came to refresh, to get us back into obedience, into covenant by keeping. How are we in covenant? By keeping the Ten Commandments. His Spirit of grace that was poured out when he died is there to convict us to obey the Ten Commandments. That's how we enter into covenant. So if you're not rebuking your sisters, women, for breaking the Ten Commandments, because that's how we love our neighbour as ourselves, rebuking the sin, Leviticus 19:17. Like I said, if you're breaking the Ten Commandments, it's transgression of the law. 1 John 3:4. That's what sin is. The breaking of God's Ten Commandments is sin. So if you haven't repented to the Ten Commandments, meaning you're still doing Christmas, Easter, men's traditions, pagan idolatry, you're not keeping the Sabbath holy, you're wearing, on Saturday from dawn to dawn, you're wearing graven images, crosses, you have them in your home, you have pictures of Messiah. That's graven images. That's idolatry, right? That's breaking the second commandment. Women, if you're painting your face, you're coveting after a look you do not have in your heart. Thou shalt not covet anything. You're meant to be content with what you have, with what God gave you. So if you haven't repented of the Ten Commandments, because you know about thou shalt not, bear false witness, lie, steal, murder, but you're killing, you are murdering your neighbour in your heart when you do not rebuke them of the sin, because biblical love is rebuke. Woe to them that call good evil and evil good, right? That's what's happening. That's what you Christian women do. You think we're evil because we rebuke. Do you not know the book of Proverbs? Have you not read Psalms and Proverbs? It's all about God's Ten Commandments and rebuking. This whole book circles back to his commandments and rebuke. Open rebuke is better than secret love. In Proverbs, I'm just paraphrasing. Rebuke a wise man and he will love you. Reprove a scorner and he will hate you. I'm just paraphrasing, it's not in that order. So go and read those scriptures in Proverbs for yourself. Go and search them out. Anyway, I'm sorry I went on a tangent, but behold, I come as a thief. Yeah, he will. If you're not watching, women, as 1 Thessalonians 5 says, if you're not watching, rebuking the sin out of the Christians, out of your neighbour, out of your sisters, for breaking the Ten Commandments, your Messiah is going to come upon you like a thief in the night, which means you're going to go straight into the Great Tribulation. You're not going to get caught up. And no, I'm not talking about the rapture. The rapture is a lie. The whole church do not get raptured. That's the apostate lie. But the true servants of God who are doing his work now, who have given up their life, who are being hated and persecuted as Satan goes to war against the remnant, the ones who keep his commandments, right, which I just read, then you will get caught up. You won't go into Great Tribulation if you endure to the end, because we have to endure to the end to be saved. We have to overcome. We have to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling, which means we fear and tremble at the word of God. We fear the Lord, which is a spiritual idiom for keeping his commandments. So yeah, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth. Blessed is a title. It's the Beatitudes. And the Beatitudes are only written to the true servants of God doing his work, because we're hated. Us servants at straightasthegate.net, the elect, Jacob his servant, are hated every day. We're not going to be loved because we speak with authority that Messiah gave us, because he did give us his Messiah left his authority with his servants. That's Mark 13:32-36. And in Titus it says, do not let any man despise the authority that God has given us. Because we answered the call. What are you doing, Christian women? Are you getting online and putting your face out there, rebuking, speaking with salt, speaking with conviction, speaking with authority, rebuking sharply, the fables, which people are going to hate you for? No. You need to shut your mouth, quite frankly. Stop putting your mouth on the servants of God. So, yeah. And how do we keep our garment? It says here, and keepeth his garments. That's by keeping his commandments. So we keep our garments clean. By fulfilling the royal law. Clean hands, pure heart. That's Psalm 24. I'm not sure. Can't think now. Lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Nakedness is sin. So think on those scriptures, women. You're not the saints, you're not the elect, you're not the beloved unless you're keeping God's 10 commandments and rebuking in the gate.